Hello. How's everyone?
Hey guys.
Hello,
Good,
hello.
good. Hey, good
So, Alan,
afternoon.
how are you? How are you? Thank you for being here today.
It's all
Another
good.
episode.
It's always good to hang out with you guys
Thank
on a
you.
Wednesday when it's not too busy too busy
Exactly.
in work
Exactly.
life.
So,
I couldn't stay
yeah,
away from this topic today. So
yeah, no, this is a great topic. Like, you see in the backgrounds, Avengers, this is, today we have a great show about Marvel data visualization, Marvel comics. I mean, anything related to Marvel uh, will fit for today. I mean, I have my Marvel shirt. It's this shirt when I used to work at Universal.
okay, yeah, I
So,
couldn't find anything Marvel to put on.
yeah, so my Marvel shirt here, and no, this is great data. I mean, if you when we were looking for some of these visualizations, Alan, there's so many. They're just endless visualization. I mean, just to pick one or two is very hard. Um,
Yeah, I put out a request over Twitter when I knew I was coming, and
mhm.
I got a lot of recommendations.
I imagine. I mean, that there's that's a very good idea actually. I should
Alan,
do that. I should do
how
that.
many Marvel movies have you seen? I think there's a total of 34 now. Have you seen them
Really?
all?
I have not seen them all. Let me see. I've seen all the Avengers, so that's four, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Black Panther. I've seen Doctor Strange.
I've seen
I
those.
But
think I'm definitely in the double digits, but I haven't seen all of them. I didn't,
I,
I
all
haven't
the
got,
Iron Mans.
I didn't get into the, and people may not like me for this, but I didn't get into
Mhm.
the Iron Man. I didn't get into the Iron Man one as much. I've tried to watch a couple of them. I haven't. Doctor Strange. It took me two times to watch that one.
Mm.
What else?
Do,
The
do you
last one,
have do you have a Disney Plus subscription?
I don't.
That
Okay.
way you can watch it.
Okay. Yeah, my family and I are right now. We're doing it as you're supposed to watch it, and yeah,
Mm.
it's fun, man. But it takes a lot of time. You gotta invest a lot of time to watch every single one of them.
Yeah, that reminds me when the Matrix. There'd be a Matrix marathon on a weekend, and that can kill your whole weekend
That I
looking at the
like.
Matrix and Lord of the Rings at the same time.
Yeah.
Yikes.
You know which one I watched like last week and I never thought that it would be good? So the new one with I just don't remember the name of the character, the Asian, they had the rings. What is the name of the character?
Oh, Shang-Chi. I saw that one.
Shang-Chi? Yeah.
I saw that one. That
So I
one was
watched
good.
it last week and I thought that it was not gonna be that good and it's usually really good.
No, it's a
You
very
know.
good one.
Mm,
There was another one
mhm,
that I saw that
mm,
I saw the Thor ones. The Thor
mhm.
ones
Of course
good.
it's cool. Mm.
And Black Widow. I saw Black Widow.
Black Widow, I need to watch that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen
That
that
one,
one.
yeah, that one
Yeah.
was good. Um,
She looks good, so it's probably very easy to watch that one.
yeah, I just wish that one was. Well, I don't want to be giving any spoilers away anyway, but yeah, so because I
Mhm.
did see Endgame and I did see Infinity War, so I probably saw most of them. I think it's probably which ones I didn't see, so maybe it's just
Very cool.
some of the Iron Man ones I didn't see. So um,
Very cool.
What about the WandaVision and those? Oh no, because you
No,
don't
I
I
have
haven't
Disney
seen.
know
Plus.
that's one of the
Yeah.
reasons I've been wanting to get Disney Plus because I want to see WandaVision.
I haven't watched anything of that.
I want to see Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What
That
else?
one I have not watched it either. I need to watch that one.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
They came out with a new one that's kind of an
Miss
offshoot. Moon Knight. That was pretty good.
I heard Moon Knight was
Really? It was
good,
good?
but they kept it separate from.
I
They
haven't
kind
watched
of
it.
didn't integrate it. I hear as much.
There's a series?
Miss Marvel's coming out, right?
I think that's out
Mm,
now. I haven't
Oh,
watched it yet.
so now what's the difference between Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel? Because since
I
I don't know,
think I think Miss Marvel is like a child or like a younger person, not when they're an adult and they're fighting the big scary monsters.
okay.
yeah. I see that we have Lee, Fernberg, and James. Lee, thank you for attending today. I mean, I know that I talked with Julie and the Tableau conference. Hopefully, we can have you here one day with us. I know that you have great content out there. Lee, please, he's in the chat. Anybody, please follow him too. And James, thank you, James, for being here again. So James
He's
says that he needs Resident Spider-Man and Doctor Stranger. Yeah.
Yesterday I was listening to a movie critic. There were two or three of them on this panel, and two of them was like, I can't explain to anybody what Doctor Strange movie was about, because they couldn't follow it. And these are movie critics that follow all these movies. So I'm a little worried about trying to follow along if even the critics can't figure it out.
We need to watch it again twice. That's
You
what
have to watch it twice.
you have to watch it twice. That's the idea. Yeah.
And I never could catch I try to catch the beginning of it. I think I did finally see the beginning of it recently. But yeah, you have to catch it twice. Yeah.
So tell me, Alan. Alan has some visualizations today.
Ew.
He's gonna show us. He's our guest, so you can go first, Alan. So how it work? This works. I know James has been here many times, but for Lee, Alan has some visualizations. He's gonna show us that we don't know what they are. He picked the visualizations, so he found them online. He put out there in Twitter. It was Twitter, right? That you put like some suggestions for people to give you
I
some.
did. I
Yeah,
did.
you did
Yeah.
it, and then the
Shout out
idea
to
is,
Lee.
yeah,
Lee gave me a recommendation. So shout
yeah.
out to him.
So the idea is for us to check them, like to talk about them and hey, do we like them, not like them, anything that we can improve. We're gonna see if there's anything that is confusing, and you just kind of like nerding out. That's what Josh Topley told me one day. This is like nerding out. So that's the idea of this. The show is just talking about visualizations and what do you think. So Lee, let me know what you think. Put it there in the chat. I know that James always have great comments. What do you think? And we're gonna put the visualizations too in the chat. So Alan, if you can, or send it in the
I
chat.
will. I will. One
Yeah.
I've got this one.
Oh, you
Okay.
got this one. Okay, he got this one. So we're gonna put it in the chat. So if anybody is in the chat, like Lee or James, whoever is in the chat, you can open this visualization in your other screen and just play with it and tell us what you found, or if anything that you think it's crazy, misleading, nice, maybe something that you like. Anything, any comments are valid.
All right.
So let me see. What is this? Okay, so you have.
So yeah, so this is a MCU data visualization by Brian
Mhm,
Moore. I was actually trying to get Brian on the show today, but he had
mhm.
other things, other events he had to take care
Very
of.
good.
And
try.
so what I like about his is that he's tackling the topic of diversity with the MCU. And
Mm.
so as you see here, he calls it, male Caucasian universe.
Wow.
And what I like about it
Incredible.
aesthetically is the colors. So he's using the Marvel
Incredible.
colors, the red and the white. But what he's also doing, he's telling a story.
Yes.
So I'm gonna try to like get us through this quickly. No, not
No,
as
no,
quickly
no.
as possible.
Take your time.
But the first part, what I like is he's using data to support his, the theory that a lot of us has visually saw that, in the beginning of the universe as they were coming out, there wasn't a lot of diversity. And so he uses data points here, like he tapped into like how many words were spoken by each of the characters
Mm-hmm.
in the MCU. So you see about 67% of words spoken in the first three phases of the MCU rather were delivered by white male characters.
Mm-hmm.
He breaks down each movie that had come out during the phases,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's that whole comparison. You see about 87% in Captain America: The First Avenger, for example. And then we go down to phase two. Black Panther had the highest representation at that time for females and people of color. Where we saw a shift. But then, Doctor Strange also had the highest representation of other females and persons of color. So again, he's using data to kind of set the story. And then as we go further down, we get to look at the appearances of characters.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we saw more. We saw white male characters being represented in MCU. Definitely, with the titles and the movies that had come out. I think Black Panther may have been the first one that may have had an expectation of there being diversity. And then the percentage of words delivered as we continue to scroll down.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I also like here, again, I don't expect everyone to read all of this. He also points out particular events that began to create a shift in the diversity that we did see. So here they talk about a reorganization that took place because at the time he mentioned that there was I forget his name, but Ike Perlmutter. So he was the one who was behind, the budget and the green lighting of the movies, and we'll just say that his views reflected how he chose the movies to get green lighted. But then as there was a reorganization, Perlmutter left, and Kevin Feige had
Mhm.
more control over the movies that came out, then we started to see a shift. And that first shift is when we saw Black Panther come out. Permuter's view was that
Wow.
movies centered around people of color wouldn't have been successful. So again, Brian
Mhm.
here shows with the Black Panther earnings and ratings that wasn't true. It's actually one of the top grossing movies
Wow.
in the franchise. And he was able to show all this. So again, I know. And then as we go down to the bottom, we see about leading roles, and
No.
what we will see and what we haven't
Mhm.
seen because it's been playing out is that Phase 3 and Phase 4 has become more diverse since
Mhm.
Kevin Feige has taken the helm or the reins, and so we're definitely seeing more diversity in the MCU, even
Mhm.
with leading roles. And so this is just, I really liked this visualization
Yeah,
overall because it's eye catching, it's informative,
it's
um,
great.
and it makes a point, using data. It's not just someone's like heartfelt emotions behind this topic. I mean, it's also just using different data to kind of represent that.
Yeah, I like the colors. I like it's easy to understand. Like I actually like a lot, like in the title, you see how he have the title that it really grabs your attention, right? It's a very good title. The way that he added the title and he have that check mark on the, so you go up a little bit, go a little bit up
Sure. Hmm.
right there, and then you can see how his MCU, how they use that, and it took out Marvel and cinematic, and it just
Right.
makes you think through it, like, well, you want to look at it, you want to see what this is, so grab your attention. I never seen anybody using that idea of, you where you are right now, where you're selecting one of the bars and then giving it like just a point, like that, the highlights of what is that important, right? I like that
Mhm.
idea too. What do you like, Aaron?
I've never seen that annotation done like that before.
That
So
way,
like,
yeah.
on each of those boxes that they're talking about is like
Mhm.
a little wider around
Mhm.
that the two bars that they're showing. So I like that, again, to your point, the storytelling of highlighting specifically what they wanted to talk about.
Mhm.
Alan,
Mhm.
if you could, in the next one, there's a drop down filter to size characters by numbers of words delivered. I think that's way more impactful than this view right here. And
Oh,
Oh wow.
yeah.
Oh,
so
this is
you could
good. This
you
is
could
good.
see if that, what's that big one?
Mhm.
Oh, it's Tony Stark. He's was in the beginning, and like he's in every one of them. So of course he's got the most words. But I thought it was interesting. Like in the right hand side, there's that big one. That's Peter Parker. So I didn't think Spider Man had that many words in the movies. So I think this is a good representation of showing, like, again, the white Caucasian versus the colored and the women, of like how that those words are split, and you can see to the point up above, it's pretty dominated one way. The other thing I liked was if you scroll down to, they talk about the Black Panther earnings and ratings. I thought this was a good way of the use of the colors here,
Mhm.
and that's what we want to talk
Yeah.
about in this section, is the Black Panther. So let's only use two colors, one to show where Black Panther lies in all of these graphs,
Perfect.
and then the rest, just you're basically ignoring them. We don't care about this because this is what we're talking about. This is what we want you to focus on. So I thought that was a good use of color, of highlighting specifically what they wanted to. And the
Very good.
last one at the bottom was like, I'm not a huge fan of these like radial looking things, but this was done pretty well. Again, it's limited to basically two colors, and it was
Mhm.
easy for me to follow, which was not often that I am able to follow the way that they put these things together. But
Mhm.
they've got certain points of annotations of what each of the phases are, and what percentages lies for each of them. So I really like the story that they're telling, and by doing that dark gray to dark red contrast in colors, you could see, to your point, Alan, in phase 3 and phase 4, of the diversity that's changed,
Yeah.
from being heavy on one, and then like being diversified the rest of the way. So I think they did a great job of storytelling this data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
So we have Lee from the chat, and he's a very good point. This could be something that we can definitely look at it in a second version, like an improve, iterate. He said, Lisa, it strikes me as having too much to read, maybe too many words or too many paragraphs. So he said the visuals to do the telling or the storytelling. So an idea that I was thinking is, Alan, keep it there. Maybe keep all those, like if you go a little bit higher. So maybe you go
Okay,
a
one
little bit
second.
higher.
Sorry.
I was just thinking maybe this could be an option, Lee. Tell me if you what do you think? So maybe all of those paragraphs you have them hidden, right? Like maybe they can be hidden or in some way or summarized, and then let the user open that. Like let the user decide. I want
Yeah,
more. I want to read more about it, and then maybe there's a drop down, and then expand that and let them read more. That could be an option, but the visuals are great. I mean, the colors, easy, like it's very good to the eye. Easy to understand. Alan, let me ask you a question. Does the red means what exactly? For example, in this one that says the order of appearance. So what is it? The red means or I know that one means the green, the Black Panther. But what about the other one? That one in the dots on the dots and high
and
or here,
which section is that?
a little bit higher.
Oh, here.
Here. Yes.
Okay, so I mean, he's using. Well, I think he's okay. I can't speak fully, but I'm interpreting. I think that he's just sticking to these three basic colors for the MCU.
Okay.
But in this case, the red circles here are representing women and people of color in terms of
Gotcha.
order of
Okay.
appearance. And so, for example, I'm over Jane Foster when she was in Thor. She's
Mm.
back. She'll be back this summer. And then, like to the left of her was Natasha
Mhm.
Romanoff. She's definitely a woman who, in this series, played a huge role as far as women, as
Mhm.
well as that was Nick Fury. So Nick Fury also as a person of color, he
Yeah, yeah,
played a
got it.
huge part, and Pepper Potts, as well.
I
So
see. Okay, no, no, makes sense now. Okay, I like it. And I think the legends is down there. I just couldn't see it. It says you see the legends at the bottom of the chart. It says
yeah,
scroll
right
down
around here, yeah.
right there, right there. Yes.
And top 10 characters by word count is the diamond. So
Okay,
these are
the
the top
dot,
10
the dot.
people.
Okay,
Yeah,
which is
Peter
great. I
Parker.
mean, this is a good. I mean, you have three different ways, two colors and one dot, white dot. I actually like it. Who
Yeah.
else wants to have anything? Oh, I have James saying it will be interesting to the word total chart filterable by face. Hmm. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And James made a good comment.
Mhm.
I know it's not relevant, like he mentioned, but yeah, Brian Moore did put out a Lego database today.
You
So
seen it? You seen it?
I haven't had a chance to really dig into it, but it's been getting a lot of comments on Twitter.
Oh,
So
cool. I'm gonna check that later.
yes,
Um, no, this is great. This is good. Thank you for bringing this one. What else? Do you have any other?
I do.
Okay,
Um,
show it to me.
Okay,
Show
but I'm
it
gonna let Aaron. Maybe Aaron studied this one more than I did, but
to
I
us.
didn't have a chance to fully dive into this one. I've spent 2 weekends
Mhm.
diving into this next one, but I haven't fully mastered it. But let me bring it up.
Yeah, bring it up, please.
Um,
And I have one that is really cool. I showed it to Andrew. He likes the charts were really weird.
yeah,
So
so this one I'm not the best tour guide. So Aaron, if you've been on this tour, you can definitely help me out here. But this one, well,
I just ran across this today. So I mean,
oh, okay.
if you've been spending 2 weeks trying to figure it out, you got
Yeah,
way
I
more than I
spent
do.
2 weekends trying to really dig into it.
hmm
So this one's by Sam Parsons. So just to also shout out the other one too. These two that I've
hmm
shown so far, they were in the
wow.
Iron Viz 2021. They made
hmm
top 10, and then this one, Sam Parsons, it made the top three where he actually competed with
hmm
this one. But yeah, so this one is called Rivers of Time. So all of
hmm
us know, and Aaron was talking about this before we went live, is that there is a particular order to watch these movies, and there's a timeline to them. So Sam, he tried to map out the
Wow.
timeline for these movies. We have
Incredible.
phase one, phase two, phase three. And then, so I think he has it. I'm going to try to interpret this. So, no. So that's Thor the Dark World, I guess, is supposed to play out first. Um, Plays out first, or maybe according to this timeline. I'm not sure because I know the Iron Man movies came out first, but I don't know chronologically if they were, you
Hmm.
know. So yeah, there's a lot here that we can really probably spend 2 episodes on, but um, he definitely did this whole timeline. And then of course we know, for those of us who are really
Hmm.
hardcore into this, Loki, his series opened up the whole multiverse, and that just totally upended everything that we know to be true, as far as time. um,
Wow, this is incredible. What does the number means, uh, Alan?
let's
The
see.
number, what I mean is the 94, 94, it's like that. What does that
Yeah,
mean?
it's 94% of let me see.
Because I see these numbers, they are in the 90s, but also can go up to 50 something, 50 something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
one of
not.
the things I like is when you hover on one of those, it tells you what percent of the total was from that movie, and then the screen time for each of the actors. That's a little
Okay.
easier for me to follow here.
Total MCU gross. So it made up 7%. Now I don't think that. Yeah, this is see. I'm not sure what the 94% means. Is that their? Let me see. Did he put a key over here? Um,
Yeah, it's incredible. So this one is very interesting because instead of going down, they make it wide, and usually they make it very long visualizations, but in this one was totally different.
Yeah, this one was a little hard for me to follow, not just like to understand what he's doing, but it has two scrolls. It scrolls
Mhm.
up and down and left and right.
yeah,
So it takes a little bit to figure out how to just maneuver through it.
yeah. Like down here, I'm looking at the bottom left. Like everyone, in Endgame, we know there was a lot of time travel that took place.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so I guess that was the introduction of the whole like multiverse, maybe. But like it talks about how we went back into the 1960s, and then
Mhm.
there was different. See if we can get this bigger. There was
Oh,
different.
perfect. Yeah,
So there was
I
different timelines with the
I
different
like that.
stones that were taken and stolen, and that opened itself up to like
Mhm.
different timelines. So
Yeah, I I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm digging that chart right there, the
which
time
one?
one,
Oh, the
the time
timeline.
one, because I never seen a chart like this. So this looks like upside down, right? Like it's upside down or something, I think, or something like that. And then you have all this notations like that to the right. I mean, it's actually interesting. Maybe that you can use this for something else. I like it. So we have Lee saying there is some serious math to draw all of these charts. Absolutely. I mean, have to be incredible.
So
Oh,
one thing that I did
uh,
appreciate that he did, even though it's still quite difficult to understand, is at the bottom of the screen there's a couple of eye icons, and one of them is chart. Why this choice? So he
mm,
at least goes into detail of why he did it this way.
okay.
There's a details one, the build decisions on how and why he built it that way.
Yeah.
Also, good to have some context. Again, when the nerds nerd out, they want to know why and how, and he's provided that information, which is very helpful.
So James is saying that the number, Alan, means, he put it here in the chat. He said the percent is how much of the movie played out in that particular time period. Huh.
Oh, okay.
So you can see some of there, there's 37% or.
So Captain America stayed within the current time most of the movie, and
Mhm,
Iron Man. Well, I didn't watch Iron Man 3. Captain
mhm,
Marvel. I guess yeah, it did play out. Yeah, Captain Marvel did play. It went back in time,
Yeah.
mhm.
but 56%. So I don't know how he quantified that, but okay.
I like the tooltip a lot because you see how he created those charts. It's something that I've seen lately. When the chart showing you those bars, and then it has that bar. first that goes across, and then the bars, and then the label of the bars are easy like that. Yeah, you can see the label is on top of the bar. So where it
Mm.
says Doctor, I don't know if it's Doctor Strange, but 70 something percent, and you know what I mean. I like that type of the way that that bar chart was created. It's great. Yeah, this is incredible. I mean, very difficult to probably create. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and there's things we haven't even
Oh
talked
my
about
goodness. I
here.
haven't seen this before. Okay, wow.
So he's trying to explain the time river here. I mean, I guess. Oh, so maybe this was okay. Oh yeah. So
Wow.
this. Okay, one comment I probably would make is this probably just should have been to the left of the timeline. Um,
Mm-hmm. Or it could be something that you click on it and then you can see it, right? Like you can like how explain, like maybe around the actual visualization, then you click on this or that, or you hover and it shows you all that information.
yeah,
It is a lot to consume. I'm here. I mean,
yeah.
definitely.
There's a lot, and there's a lot of different. There's more topics that he's brought up as well. Like, yeah, he touches on diversity a little bit as well, and then he's talking about like I guess how Phase 4 is going to play out in terms of that diversity, like we talked about with the last one.
Incredible.
Um, and then yeah, there's just a lot of. I mean, this is like a lot. I feel like you can do a semester class on the if you're going to like do an MCU class. This can be a whole
Just to explain it.
and of in the philosophy of time. But yeah,
How do you call this chart? I mean, this is incredible. This one in the middle, the one on the left. There's
this
a
one
name.
here, this one.
Mm-hmm. How do you call that on the other one? I mean,
I don't know. We have to get someone in the
and this
audience.
looks like a violin type of chart. This one, and I mean, and the
Yeah.
one in the background, like not that one, but that one. Yeah, the one on the background. I think some type of distribution or something. The other one is just incredible. It's crazy. Wow.
Who is your guys' favorite Marvel character? Mine is the Hulk,
Oh,
and he's in
um,
red there.
okay. I this may
So you,
sound
you click there? You just have to click, or how does that work?
what here? I yeah, you're
On
I
the
mean,
left, on the left. Do you click there somewhere? Is that how it works?
where
Oh,
here? No. Oh,
mm-hmm.
I guess you
Oh,
can
yeah.
do that. Yes.
So click the Hulk to see what you get.
Um, anyone see it?
It's in there as Dr. Bruce Banner in the first column, like fifth one down.
Oh yeah, the Hulk, Doctor Bruce Banner.
He's not in
Mm.
there often, but he's my favorite.
Yeah, he needs more movies. I heard he's not getting them anymore. I think he's gonna be in She-Hulk, but that's about it. Um, so one of my favorites is I do like Captain America, um, and I also like. Well, I have three, so I do like. I like Falcon, and I like Hawkeye. Not Hawkeye. Winter Soldier. He was also. I like their dynamic. So,
Hmm. Very cool.
and then of course I like um, Black Panther as well.
Are they supposed to come out with a second one of those?
It is. I think that's coming out next year. No, wait. It may be coming out later this year.
I think they pushed it back because of the pandemic.
Yeah, I think I know it's finished. They've wrapped it, so it is gonna. It
Pues
just
todo muy kind of what I
it's
told.
been wrapped. I'm hoping we probably won't, well, we're not gonna see Black Panther or T'Challa in this one, but I am team bringing him back. I know we have to recast Chadwick, but
Hmm.
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 I think we should bring him back.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Um, Interesting. Anything else, Aaron? You wanted to comment, or you want you guys to show me the one that I have, which is it's
I think
only.
I think I broke everyone's brain with this one. I'm sorry, people, but it was
No,
just so
no,
fascinating to like,
it's
you know,
incredible. I mean,
You
and we
did
haven't
make a
really,
you did make a good point about it shows how to read that river like in the middle of this. It'd be nice if that was first, so you knew, so we didn't have to try to find it within the rest of the
exactly.
dashboard.
So that's what it's called. It's a time river chart.
yeah, yeah. I wish this would have been there because, yeah, it would have
So
been.
James is saying that he found that Sam's described it as the percentage of the total movie time devoted to that particular scene instead of what he said previously. And he said that November 11th release of Wakanda Forever.
Thanks,
Okay.
James.
Oh, November 11th. Yeah, it's this year. Very cool. So I'll let me show you the one that I have, and let me. Hey, Aaron, can you make me a favor?
Hmm,
I only have one screen. I forgot. I'll put it in the chat, and you can share this one.
okay.
You're gonna like it a lot. That's the one. It's called MarvelMatch.com. I was fascinated at the chart that they have there that is over, and I want Alan tell me what do you think. And I think maybe Anthony had a show us a chart like this before.
Looks like this is another Brian Moore.
Um,
Mhm.
to Aaron can put it out there, and
Give me a second. I have to look it up because I can't copy it from that link that you provided.
oh, okay.
Take a second. Were you guys ever into the comics
I
that
wasn't.
started all this off?
I wasn't, but a lot of my friends were, had tons of comics. I mean,
Yeah, same
they,
here. Like I had a few I read by friends, but I didn't like. I don't have a boxes full of comics here.
yeah, I have some friends that have boxes and boxes.
I remember reading X-Men a lot. A lot of my friends read X-Men. So and,
X-Men cool.
and Spider-Man.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember playing with Wolverine. I think when I was a kid, it
Um,
was
yeah, I
Wolverine.
wasn't introduced into to Wolverine until the X-Men came out. I think I knew of him. I knew of him, and then of
Mhm.
course the comics were out. But the original X-Men movies, that's when I really got to know um, Wolverine.
You found there until May
Yep.
5.
Yep. Bringing it up right now.
So this one has a very interesting. Alan, look at this chart. It says marvel.mash.com, and then Brian Moore, yes. And you can see if you go down, Aaron, for example, it goes over and over with the same chart. Um, but I think it was very cool to use something completely different. So they're like bars, right? But they look like funnels too at the same time. I don't know, something different that I found that I wanted to see what you guys think. Yeah,
I put it in the chat real quick.
Aaron's gonna put it in the chat. It's gonna be in the chat in 1 second. So it's telling you, for example, some of these characters, right? We can see, okay, what do they have, right? What is their specific characteristics, like they're intelligent, combat, power. Can you go up a little bit, Aaron? Yeah. So here, for example, Iron Man. So we can see then the 82%, I think, is the capacity. Yeah. So we can see the compatibility. I'm sorry. So we can see the Iron Man, and then if you click on that where it says view character bio, it gives you other information.
Oh,
Yeah. So if you click on that, it gives you, okay, when he was born, gender, species, some a little bit information. So this could be the option on the first one that Alan was showing, right? Like when you can click and give you that information of what you're looking at. But this one, to me, was really interesting. I mean, the way that this was,
hmm.
so each one of these bars is kind of like the ranking of that. So it's kind of like the ranking of the sentiment or durability, power. So apparently, Iron Man, the power is not that good, right? But it's very strong, a lot of speed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just a normal human in a
Hmm.
suit.
Exactly.
Did you take this? Did you take the survey to see who you were, Aaron?
No, I've never seen this before.
No, I'm sorry, Mel. I meant to ask you, Mel. Did he take the survey?
Yeah, I never. Yeah, it was my first time seeing this one before.
Did
Yeah,
you
I was
know
like,
that there's email? Did you know that there's a survey at the top of this?
no, no.
Thinking about like a business use case for something like this. I mean, this would be a good HR type of or a skills matrix.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see
Very, very nice.
what their strength is, and then you can see a little bit about them, and maybe you can see what they're working on, so you can see if you can put them on projects, that kind of stuff. But
I like it.
here at the top, it says click here to take
A
the
survey.
survey, which I didn't see it, but for an instant.
Yeah, I remember taking this. I forget who I was.
Did you seen this one before?
I think I came across this one before you reminded me of it a little bit as we talk about it. Yeah.
I like it. I think it's really interesting that the way that this was accomplished. Very easy, like, and like Aaron said, you can replicate this for maybe for a business, for something else that you're doing. Maybe these are the characteristics of a car. So maybe this each one is a product, right? Like a car or something. So you can use it for different things. Look, that's Ultron right there. Wow. So you can see other mesh vision right there. Look at that. So I kind of like it. I think a lot of kids that play with some games, like different games, then you have different characters, and they can see when they selecting a specific character that they're gonna use. This reminds me of that. Like you can see everything about that character. Like if they're playing like anything online, I mean, they give you that compatibility of what you're looking for. So
Uh, they
I
also
kind
have
of like
like
it.
basically a donut chart in the middle of each of
Donut
these.
chart, yes.
Yeah.
So a donut chart, which doesn't look bad, and that way, I mean, you have that percentage of matching, let's say, and then you have everything else around it. Look at that one, for example. That one, Carol. You can see that. What is that? Is that burst? What says there?
Verbosity.
Verbosity.
I don't know what
Yeah.
that means. I've heard that word, but I don't know what that means.
What? Oh, verbosity. It means like you like to talk. So I think that means Tony Stark should have a high verbosity. Verbosity. I
Yeah.
would think.
Yeah. So I don't know. I found it really interesting to use this type of chart this way. Yeah, I think that's something that never seen like used this way, so that's what I like it. I'm definitely learn something out of this. So this one likes to talk a lot. Look at that. It's very, very heavy on that.
Hmm. I don't even know who that is.
That's the good thing, right? That's what they give. They give you this information. Now you can see who this is.
It'd be good if there was like a picture, so I knew who that was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know who Korg is.
It says is the participant with the Grandmasters contest. Is that like the rock guy? The funny, kind of the
Oh,
funny rock guy.
I think so.
maybe.
Very cool. Very cool. So that's the one that I have. What else? What else? Do you like that one different, Alan? You
I
think
like it because it's kind of like interactive, and
Mhm.
also you can kind of gauge your personality. And like Aaron was mentioning, if you want to use it for HR purposes, have fun with your team. You can see who the Tony Stark of your team is. Hopefully,
Mhm.
Hopefully, no one is Thanos, but but
That's true.
who's Captain Marvel? Yeah.
That would be a nice feature to have it here to like. I just want to see what Thanos looks like, what his thing looks
Uh-huh.
like. But I don't. There's no way to get to that very easily.
Or for somebody that doesn't know anything about it, like it doesn't know much about Marvel, or maybe a little kid or something, that would be cool. Or if this was product, right? Some products, then you see the product or the car
I
specifically.
want to.
Um,
I want to see who this guy is.
You don't remember Thanos?
No, this is Korg. Yeah,
Oh,
that's the rock
Korg.
guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that funny rock guy. Okay, sorry. I had to figure that out.
No, we're here for you. It's fine.
I don't know if you guys noticed, and I think it was like this on the last one. I'm not going to put my mouse on it, but up above sentiment, there's that blue box. Looks like a picture
Mm.
icon.
Yeah,
Do you
I
know what
saw
that
that.
is? Because whenever I try to get to it, it does. Like I don't know if it's maybe the tool that they use
I
to
had
kind of
that.
build this
I had
out.
that too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what
I,
that is.
I don't know if that's was supposed to be on there or not, but that's not really
Well,
relevant.
it looks like James got a lot of the villain matches here in the chat. Um, so
Oh, look at that. You know something, Aaron? Actually, this is very interesting. In the if you go to one of them and do click on the character bio, yeah, look at the bottom of there. It says pictures, view photos, right there. They thought about it. Now you can see the
Okay.
pictures. That's exactly what you were looking for.
Yes, that's helpful. It'd be awesome if it was just in there, or if it was an embedded sheet, so that you
Mhm.
can just view it here. But at least it gives you that option.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you got, Aaron? Show me what you got.
Let's see. So my again, and this happens because it's a mystery chart show. Was that Rivers of Time one? So as we're all talking, I had to find something else. So I found two others.
Hmm.
I wanted to real quick talk about. Here we're looking at. I know where this is Marvel, but it's owned by Disney now. So I wanted to look at the Disney movie income,
Very
which
good. I like
all
this.
this is not relevant. I want to get down to here we go. So this is the top 20 total gross versus the rating and the
Hmm.
genre. So you
Mm.
can see like this if it's PG, that's going to make the most amount of money. PG 13.
Hmm. Hmm.
But it's got these charts that kind of show us, okay, Avengers was the second
Wow.
highest grossing of at least, well, it's the top Marvel one of the ones that they've listed here.
Hmm.
Although I wonder, let me see when this was published. Okay, 2021. So I don't know. Just trying to find out what was the last one that came out. The End
Stranger?
Game. No, like
No.
End Game. I don't see
Endgame.
that. I don't see that listed here.
Okay.
So maybe that's part of the Avengers. Nah, because I think it was like a billion by itself. Anyway,
well,
so I just
yeah.
like the flow of one the rating to the movie to the genre, and you can see adventure is the top of the line here,
Hmm.
but it doesn't let you select and kind of filter that at all. What do you guys think? I'm going to put this in the chat while you talk.
Yeah. What do you think, Alan? What do you think about this one? What do you like?
Yeah, I gotta look at it a little bit more. I mean, I like the fact that I do like the fact that someone looked at the gross versus the MPAA rating, because there's always this thing that rated R movies don't always do well. So a lot of times they try to get the movies to be PG-13. Um, I don't think any of them are rated R. I think Iron Man I think the first Iron Man, I remember, like, because it wasn't done with Disney. The first Iron Man wasn't done with Disney, and so it's a little bit more Disney. It's not as, I don't know if it has a higher, like a rated R rating or anything like that, but it
Hmm.
definitely is a little bit more um, had more of adult themes, I guess, than the others. But let me see. I need to click on the chart to get
Yeah,
a
it's interesting because like this R rating made $3 billion, but you can't tell what it's for.
Oh, it's not listed there, right?
Yeah, let's see. So if I
No, it's
drag,
not listed. No, because it doesn't have a line to the movies.
I
Yeah, I'm
can't.
not. I don't think it was. I don't think Iron Man was rated R. I think it was.
Maybe it was PG-13 or PG, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is good. I like this one. So inflation adjusted gross versus total gross. Wait, yeah, what's that? What is that only
Snow
one?
White from the 1937.
Wow, that's a lot of money right there.
Especially in 1937.
5.3 billion. Wow. That doesn't
Um,
count with all the stuff that they have sold. Like all the
And
shirts.
and the
In the
ride at the park.
Yeah.
All right, so that was just that one real quick. Let me go to this last one I got.
Hmm.
This
Look
is
at that.
by Roddy, who's here in Orlando.
Oh yeah, Rhodey. Yeah. He will like that. He will like for us to. You know, we saw Rhodey on the conference. We talked to him for a couple of times. It's great guy here from Florida. Previous time master. Super smart.
So I was noticing when I was trying to figure out what I'm looking at and what the data was, is that it was last updated in 2017. So there's a lot of data missing
Hmm.
from these. But I liked, and again this would change. I like this like network chart
The network chart.
where like
Yes.
you could
Very good.
see.
Very good.
Yeah, so you could see like when you hover on it, you could kind of see them highlight of where it goes to and the number of relationships to that person, the total number of films.
Hmm.
But I just like that ability. Again, you could find use cases for things like this in a
Hmm.
business setting where you want to see how people are connected. You want to see how products are connected. I think this is a really easy way to list out. You got phase 1, 2, and 3. Is there a 4 or is it stop at 3?
No, it's a phase 4 now.
Okay.
There's no phase
I
four.
Yeah.
Okay.
think we're in phase 4. Wait, are we? Yeah, we're in
Well,
phase. Yeah.
the reason is then, Alan, you're right, because then it started. He stopped at 2017, so they will never have the next
Yeah.
phase. But
Yeah.
if this was updated, he will have
Yeah.
the next one.
All the rest, yeah. But I thought this was a good layout of like you can list every movie. They've got it in this kind of this Gantt chart view, this calendar view.
Mm-hmm. I like.
And you can see each of the phases pretty easily. I'm trying to think what am I looking at here?
Is that the when the movie came out and when the next one came out? Is that what it means? So it took that many years after Iron Man for the Incredible Hulk, and from there, then Iron Man 2. I think that's the number, the 42 after Iron Man. You see, it says
Okay, so it's saying it's this 693 of 693 days is how long it took from the opening of the Hulk to the opening of the next movie.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes, which is great. I mean, like you said, I mean, easy to understand. That's what is going down, right? Because you can keep looking at
Yeah,
the other movies,
this must just be the order that they
the
came out
order.
in.
I
Yep.
think it is. I really think it
Yep.
is. Makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm
because
looking
Iron
at it.
Man was first, and then Thor was second. Yeah, and then Iron Man 2 came out. Yeah.
Makes sense that it's that way.
No, not
Yep.
Thor was second. The Hulk was second. Yeah.
And it is very interactive, right? Seems like.
Yep.
Hmm. And then the phase one, so you have the phase one here, and the appearance, first appearance. Yeah.
So you can see the it's got each of the characters here, and then I don't know, quite understand that.
Character appearances.
It looks like there
So,
should be something here for the Infinity Stones, but it looks like it's not working right now.
so James says it may be a limitation of the data set, but having a top end movie per rating would have been nice.
I didn't realize these started so long ago. What was the
Yeah,
first? What was
they've been
this?
over. They're like 10 years old.
2008. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I like, Aaron and Alan, that there's not a lot many colors, right? Like the colors are okay. The colors are fine. It's using data visualization best practices, right? There's not a lot of crazy colors here.
Yep.
Easy to follow.
Yep.
It's not
And it looks like it's separated by phases. So like this is phase 1, this is phase 2.
phase
So I think
two.
this is blank because the Infinity Stones, I guess what they're saying is was not introduced in the first phase, but here in phase 2 gives a little detail, a little description of what's going on. And the phase 3, it's filled in as well.
So go here to the summary. Let's look at the summary. Could it be that this summary could be on top? Maybe those supposed to be the bands or all the way to the top, and I don't know, something like that. Maybe this is the big important information that you want to know, and then from here you go and check everything out. Maybe there could be another option, right, to do this that way. Um,
Oh yeah, to start off with the summary and then drill down for those
yeah,
who.
drill down. The summary in top, and then drill down. Um, Let me see. So we have the 4.9 billion up to 2017, 82.3% average rating. That's pretty good. And total appearances and total screen time. So total appearances, look at the Captain America. I mean,
And I was trying
incredible.
to figure out
Everywhere.
what the colors meant. Those are the three phases.
The three faces. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Got it. Thank you. So the three faces are the three colors that we see here, which makes sense. That's good. Okay.
Yeah,
So you see the Hulk, Incredible Hulk didn't do that good, right?
yeah. That's why he
Until
didn't get another movie.
Hmm. That's
But
true.
it became more popular because look at Captain America: First Avenger, which I like that movie a lot. It didn't do that good, but it was a great movie.
Yeah.
Um,
No, that's a good point. Yeah. I
maybe.
think Civil War did better than the first one, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
What else? What else do you like here? I mean, there is some use. They're using lollipop. He's using lollipops. He's using that. What else?
There's even like descriptions, like little tidbits for each of
Mhm.
these. Maybe if these were at the top, or looked a little different than the rest, it might stand out a little more.
Stand out more. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I like the summary. Like it kind of. I'm usually the person who likes to see the summary, and then if I'm interested, to dig into certain
That's
parts. Yeah.
yeah. I will move all of this on the bottom to the top, and then from there I'll look at the visualization, and then just go to the different, like parts of like more in detail.
Thought it's funny here they listed, it says, while not listed the original Avenger, Stan Lee is the only person to have appeared in all of the films at the time that this was released.
That's good.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a, we can look at Lee's data visualization. Speaking of, he does a tribute to Stan Lee in his.
Hmm.
So
Oh, that would have been, yeah, that would have been good to look at.
Do you know where that is?
I have it actually. I can share it if
Yeah,
you.
show it to share that.
Okay, sure.
Good point, Alan. Good point.
Well, I got. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Oh, here we go. Wait, here we go. Okay, so yeah, I like Lee does a very he does a shout out to Stan Lee, who for all of us MCU fans,
Oh, nice.
he's the reason he has all the different movies. He has some that he brought back memories like Lee. Remember the Punisher? This is before I guess before Kevin Feige, but I don't remember Inhumans at all. But
Hmm.
and that came out in 2017. But yeah, he does that, and then if you click here, it takes you to like you can read more about Stanley. I'm not sure if you can see that. But it tells us, Stanley, born in 1922, Manhattan. His full name, Stanley Martin Lieber. And he had as we all know, had a very, very long career
Hmm.
um, building out these comics. I mean, I think there were times where he was discouraged from doing them,
Hmm.
and he still kept at it. Good for us. and
Yeah.
but
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
and
So
then so yeah,
then.
and then he talks about here Lee puts like the different rankings,
Mhm.
and then, like percent of worldwide sales, which a lot of people were doing. Avengers was 6.67%
Mhm.
at the time, and then the Hulk. You remember the Hulk with Edward Norton, and then
Mhm.
I think this one is the Hulk with Mark Ruffalo. But yeah, both didn't do too well. Mark did a little bit better than
Uh-huh.
Edward. Um,
Yeah.
X
Yeah. So when you click this, you say it just give you more information. Okay.
Yeah,
And
when you click on it, it just kind of, oops. Yeah, it just kind of gives you, it hovers over. just looking at quick, it just gives you a quick like ranking. I think it just there we go.
Okay.
And then Logan, which I think was one of the best Wolverine movies. I would love to hear your opinion, but I think Logan was one of the better ones.
I like that one. Yeah, I like it too. I like that one a lot.
I didn't see the last one.
Yeah, that's the that's the one series too. I saw the Wolverine, and then I saw a couple of the other ones. Well, I saw the first one, then I saw the Wolverine, and then I think there was a third one, and then there was a fourth one, which was Logan, which I really liked.
Yeah, that's the one I haven't
Mm.
seen yet.
Logan is really good.
Yeah, and Days of Futures Past, I like that one. I
Mm.
think they did a good job with Days of Futures Past as well.
Was that the X-Men one?
Yes, yes. So that was like the X-Men from the early 2000s meets the X-Men from the current
Mhm.
series. Yeah. Oh, Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's another one that I did start watching those. Those are fun. Um,
Hmm. There's a part in the first one where there's a Thomas the Choo Choo Train. Have you seen that part yet?
yes.
When there's
And the
flying through the house.
Ant-Man, yeah, yeah, that's fun.
I love the way that they play with Doctor Strange, our favorite movie, all of us. Big Hero 6, not sure what that is. Thor: The Dark World. But yeah, I like the way that this is just a very like simple way of like looking at most of the movies because
It would be nice if it moved like this, like animation, like a roulette, like a
It, it,
casino roulette or
it
something.
looks like a roulette. Yeah.
It looked like a roulette, right?
it
That would be
does.
funny.
Well, Lee is here. Lee, did you mean for that to be a roulette on wheel?
Yeah. It's like it will go on and stop up, and in
Mm,
one or something. I don't know.
Lee
That
left.
would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. So we're almost at the end. Just wanted to say, everyone, thank you, Alan. Thank you, Aaron. Really cool topic. I mean, like Alan said, you can do this like twice and keep finding like incredible visualizations from the community. There's just way too many. I honestly have a hard time looking for one that, like, I decided to pick that one because I thought it was different, but they were really good ones. I mean, all over the place.
Yeah.
People really put a lot of attention and effort, right, Alan? Like in this type of topics. Yeah.
Yeah, I have two that I didn't even get to share with you all, but yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Put it in the chat if you want.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah. We have. Is there any of the two particular ones that you want to, like, people at least to see the screenshot of what it is? And we still have a couple minutes. We can at least
Um,
see.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can share it with the chat. I mean, one of them was just a New York Times. I'm sorry, a Wall Street Journal article that looked at. I thought
Mhm,
it was interesting. It looked at 50 years of the colors that the
mhm,
Avengers comic series
mhm,
used, and they used the various like they've used green for the Hulk, Iron Man red. Um,
mm,
they over the years they've used different colors, and
mm.
they make this color bar chart thingy, which probably most data visualization people. Experts would say, "Oh, too much color. There's no focus." But the point of
Mm.
this is to show the variation of color that took place over time.
Let me see that one. I'm really curious now. Like, show that one. Show me that one at least.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
want to
show.
see. I'm always like to like look at that things. I've never
I
seen
know.
it.
Okay, 1 second. Well, let me. Oops.
Yeah, that should be cool. You got my attention, especially if it's Wall Street Journal.
It's in the chat
Um,
there. Email.
oh, from the Wall Street Journal. That's something that we always, like to see. Um,
Yeah, I'm trying to find.
is that the one, Aaron, that says? Um,
50 years of Avengers comic book covers through color.
Here we go. Thank you, Aaron. Helped me too. So yeah, it looks at the different colors that has been used, and you can click on each one, and you see you know,
oh wow! Well, this is great. I mean, to show this, it's a really good idea, and Alan. I mean, definitely. I mean, just look at that. I mean, this is incredible, right? Like from the
um,
19. How does it go all the way to 1950s?
It goes to 1963
1963.
and it
Wow.
ends in 2015 because it's time of the
Incredible.
article. But yeah,
I think I really think that the idea here is that, color, that's so important on any type of display or visualization, like it's so
mm,
important that people, pay attention to this. I mean, like if you have a lot of colors and you're doing that for your company, then that doesn't belong there. That belongs to here,
yeah,
to comics and
To art.
art. This is
Yeah.
art. Wow. Very interesting that they did that. And I didn't know anything about this. This is cool. And you see the release there on the right and the volume. Incredible. Incredible. Look at that, 35 cents. Right now it's like $10 with this inflation.
yeah.
Wow. This is very interesting. How, I mean, I'm just wondering how they did this, how they do something like
Let's,
this.
yeah, let's see what they do. They didn't say how they did it, but yeah.
Yeah. So you see the red, the gold, the blue, the green, and then wow. Oh, this is also interesting. You see, they're talking about like darker colors, or I saw, I think that it says like transparent colors or like other type of colors, right? That they
Mhm.
change through the years.
How they came up with this email is at the very very bottom. They talk about the methodology.
Okay.
If you're interested in learning about that.
So what does it say? Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
color.
nice.
The all color images provided by Marvel's API
Okay.
were reduced to 64 colors. And then they did color distribution data. I can't. Something is hovering over. Oh,
This is very good data set for people to play with in Tableau. I mean, this is probably something interesting that anybody can play with.
yeah.
Very nice. I like it. Something different.
Yeah, and I'll share the last one that I had in here. One sec. I'll put it in the chat. So the
Okay.
last one is a you probably find this interesting too. So I'll just share it real quickly if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
One. So it's Martin. So this one's called Martin versus Marvel, and it's by one second.
What I like about that one, it was Wall Street Journal, right? Like Wall Street Journal, where will definitely show you something that nobody have, right? They have the people to
Mhm.
do that.
Yeah. So this one's is Martin versus Marvel. So pretty
Hmm.
much the idea is that and it's by Josh Smith. Shout out to him. He's really good at storytelling, so this is why he probably did it. So Martin Scorsese must have made comments that, basically Marvel movies he doesn't consider them cinema, and so
Mm,
when you look at Martin Scorsese movies versus Marvel, you see that there is a collective higher rating, average
mm-hmm,
rating, with Marvel Studio movies versus Scorsese films. Now, that is what it is. I'm not going to base that off of anything on the person or the movies, but it's just what the audience gravitated towards at the end of the
mm-hmm,
day. But it was just it's interesting to see how it breaks down a lot of Martin Scorsese movies, the ones he's produced, the ones he's acted in, the ones he's written,
mm-hmm.
directed, and that it's being compared to basically how Marvel movies have averaged over time. So that this time there's only 23 movies. They
Mm-hmm.
had an average of 85% as far as the Rotten Tomatoes rating. Their
Mm-hmm.
median was at 88, whereas Scorsese films, they had some splats. They've had some. Their average rating is lower,
Miriam rating, yeah,
and I mean this is
yeah,
134 movies against 23.
yeah.
So yeah, it was just interesting.
I like it because this is, using scatter plots. I'm sorry, not scatter plot, box and whisker. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
box
box.
and whiskers, in a different way, just to compare one to the other. So I think that looking at those outliers on the left, whatever is on the under the the box, the median, I like it. I mean, I think it's interesting that you can select, who directed, and then you can select one or the other and compare it to Marvel. Seems
One thing
cool.
I did find interesting was because the Scorsese's he's got way more movies, but
Hmm.
when I was playing with the filters, I just set them all to all, but he's got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven movies that were Rotten Tomatoes ratings of 100%, and Marvel has none. Closest they have is Black Panther at 97%, and everything else is below that. So, I mean, I could see his argument of like, uh, I produce better content because look at how many perfect scores I've gotten. But I'm guessing that the Marvel Studios have brought in more money. So,
That's
what,
interesting. Thank you for pointing that out because you're saying he got 100%, whereas
Mm.
Marvel
That's the good
movies didn't
thing.
get 100.
Yeah, that's the good thing about this charts, because that line, I was just I was in a class today. I was teaching a class to them with this is the chart that I was showing them. It's funny. But So you see the line on the right, the one on the end. That's the 100%, right? So you see one, two, three, four, five, like six, right, Aaron? Like six, like that line, whatever's on that line is the 100%, right? One,
yeah,
two, three,
it's like
four,
seven
five,
of them
six.
there, I think.
Most of these are like what are the Godfather? Yeah, I think. I'm not sure, but
I don't think he did. Was
I've only recognized one of them.
right.
The Irishman was the only one I've recognized.
Yeah, no, he was not the one from the Godfather. I don't remember now.
He did Taxi Driver, Raging
Oh
Bull,
no, no, then not that's not this guy. Okay.
no? I don't think he did Godfather.
Goodfellas.
Oh, he
Yeah,
did
there's
Goodfellas, yeah.
Godfather. So I think that he I mean, it depends, right? Because I mean, what if the people that give him the rating are people that they're just like him? They're just like educated, whatever. The people that do movies too. Like what about what the regular individuals are thinking about his movies? That would be more interesting, right? Like
Well, I think that's
just
what Rotten Tomatoes is the average
just
users.
everybody.
It's
Okay.
not the reviewers.
Mm.
Yeah,
Rotten
and
Tomatoes.
they also note at the bottom that the way movies are rated and reviewed have changed significantly since the beginning of Scorsese's career,
Mm.
as well as notating that these are completely different genres, which are
Correct.
relevant. It's hard to compare two things that are not really related.
They're not
Yeah,
related.
yeah, apples and oranges. I mean, even the expectation of a Marvel movie versus a Scorsese film. You know,
That is true. And maybe many of these movies are pretty old. That's what my guess is. Many of these movies that he got 100% are probably very old movies.
well, no, no. One was 2019, The Irishman.
Really? Wow.
Mhm.
The
What's that?
Irishman
Which
was
one is that one?
2019.
Irishman.
Was that on Netflix?
I watch it. I like it.
I saw
Irishman.
it somewhere.
Yeah.
And then yeah, the other one was 2017,
Mm-hmm.
The Long Strange Trip. One was 1995.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, Raging Bull, 2003,
Yeah.
2001. So yeah, he's had some that were fairly recent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's just
Maybe
great.
it'd be nice if they
Yeah.
colored it by decade. It might help.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
So, guys, just wanted to say thank you so much. We were like a little bit over, but that's fine. Very super interesting. I really like that one, the last one. I'm gonna look at it myself later today, because of the scatter plot. How they, I'm sorry, like, scatter plot. These Box and Whisker. I keep saying scatter plot, but no. But thank you so much, Alan. I hope to see you again anytime. You know that you're always invited here, friend of the
Yeah,
house.
it's always fun hanging out with you two.
Yeah, friend of the house here. Please follow Alan, everything that he's doing. And you guys still doing your literacy thing, right? You're still doing your. I think you have that show too. That you're still doing your thing. I think every couple months or every month.
Yeah, we've taken a little hiatus with the BDL podcast. You know, you guys
Mm.
are definitely in a better cadence than us right now. But there's that. There's definitely the Du Bois Challenge. Sarah,
Yes, voice challenge. Yes.
yeah, Du Bois Challenge. And there's also bdatalert.com.
Mhm.
Sarah just released two blog posts this week, so check those out.
Very nice. Yes, please.
Um, oh, and then, you know, the Boy Challenge, we were featured in Nightingale Magazine, Data Visualization Society. So that came out. They have a print magazine that came out recently, so we're in that.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I didn't have a chance to ask you guys how the conference went, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, definitely. We can definitely in the next one we can talk about.
Yeah, you guys had the mayor. I mean, you guys are big time now. You got the mayor to come to your show. So
Yeah.
Was he reelected? We're going to have to find
Yeah.
out.
I don't know
Tallied
if
the
he's
votes.
reelected. We'll have to ask him. We'll ask him on Twitter. See if he doesn't. It's hard to talk to him directly these days. He has there's a management team you have to talk to now. So
Yeah. No, we're gonna bring him soon. To here to do the same thing that we did in the conference. We're gonna do it here, virtual. So for people that were not able to attend.
I know that was one of them. I was hoping you guys your show could have been live streamed.
I know. I wanted to, but
Blame on Tableau for that.
yeah. No, we're gonna do it in live here. We already talked to everyone. We're just gonna find a good time that everybody can do it, and we're gonna all do it live here. So that should work great. Yeah.
All right, it's good seeing you, Alan.
Thank you so much, Alan, and have a good weekend, a good day, and I'll see you soon again. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
All right. See you guys.
Thank you.